Hello and welcome back to Blabbering. This is now episode 11. My God, 11 already. So this week you can expect to hear all things from Resolution Adjacent, farting through loose fanny flats, a bit of nudie modelling, and of course keeping the spark alive. So settle down and enjoy.
Welcome to Blabbering, a week-by-week glimpse into a couple stumbling through life with a newborn.
I'm Tilly.
And I'm Dan.
Each week over dinner,
You'll learn Tilly is quite the feeder.
we'll discuss the realities of raising our baby, talking through the highs, lows, and honest confessions of this thing called parenting.
Parenting won't be easy, but let's at least laugh about it. This is Blabbering.
Alrighty, so week 11?
12.
Is
12
it?
weeks now.
Oh yeah, it's week 12.
Well, we're
It's
on
week
to
12.
months.
On to months. We're finally on to 3 months. Baby
You're
girl's like
quarter of a
watching
year.
mummy of a year. So it was about a year ago that you were conceived.
Oh yeah, it was. It was January. Don't know what we did in January. Well, we had sex in January, but keep ourselves warm in a cold, cold house.
Yeah. Got a whining dog downstairs because he opened the door and let all the cold air into the living room. Now he's not enjoyed it.
Yeah, now he's chilly, but that's him.
We've got an incredibly bright-eyed girl.
And a currently blurry-eyed wife. As I'm feeling very tired today. Yes, I am mother's tired. Yeah, I remember like we found out we're pregnant. Obviously, you go to the doctor and they do the test and confirm you are pregnant. Lovely, you are. Happy days. And they always say, oh, what was the first day of your last period? Mine was New Year's Eve. And so okay, so that's all the date of pregnancy from. And I'm always like, yeah, but that's not when I conceived her, is it? Let's be honest. I wasn't having sex on the first day of my last period. And mine is so regular. It didn't really make much sense to me. So that always irritated me about the dating process until you actually get there.
Why was
Dating
yours
scale.
so irregular? Do you know?
No.
No?
Like so many things in women's female health, they go, that's just the way it is. And you go, that's really helpful. They go, it can be from this range to this range. And they go, cool. Any reason? We don't know. Excellent.
That's Suzanne.
It's like we're like, oh, why is it taking us a long time to conceive? They're like, we don't know, you're both perfectly healthy. I was like, excellent. They're like, wait another 2 years or 3 miscarriages and then we'll look into it.
Yeah. That's a bit of a joke. So, what do we have for dinner today?
Today we've got one of our pre-baby freezer meals.
Yeah, so this was a good thing that you did. Speak through that.
So before Bubba was born, I was fully aware that after she was born, I wasn't going to be fancying cooking, or at least cooking long meals or necessarily the most nutritious meals. But I also wanted to make sure we had good food in. So I did a little sort of cooking frenzy in the week before she was born and filled up the freezer. We had spag bowl, which is what we got tonight. We also had a creamy coconut lentil dal. So got some of that, and we've got a bean chili, and we've got some cottage pie filling. At the time I did some energy balls and some cookies. Those are all gone. I did a massive load of granola. Again, that absolutely got obliterated.
But the freezer food lasted a while because we actually, we managed to do a bit of cooking during that period.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be.
No. So it's quite handy to have for days like today where you're suddenly like, I'm just tired and I need food.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for us. I stuck loads of vegetables into this bolognese. I love a processor. If I'm doing a big batch, I don't chop anything up. I just use a food processor. So onions and carrots and celery and leeks and garlic and courgettes and peppers and mushrooms and tomatoes. So lots of vegetables. And then I do a mixture of both beef mince and lentils. So it's not all beefy. It's not all meaty.
Not all beefy.
It all helps the old milk supply. That's also what I made sure is that all the meals I made were good for milk supply.
So it's important, milk supply.
Yeah, baby. Especially now I've had my program come through from my trainer.
Yeah, so let's talk about that briefly then.
Yeah, so I sent on to program with a trainer. Basically, she's going to be doing my postpartum training program and nutrition to go with that, because although I've got a lot of experience in the gym, I don't have experience training a postpartum body, and I just wasn't sure where I should push myself
to
get better, and where if I push myself too hard, I'm just going to fuck myself over.
Well, especially considering milk supply.
Or yeah, that as well. But I mean, more just my body, like my core's not there and stuff. So I just don't want to actually injure myself.
Yeah. So, for example, you still want to check if you've got
Diastasis recti.
yeah, just your abs being split like the Red Sea.
Yeah,
Red Sea
because they'll
abs.
be getting lower back pain and things and that abdominal, which can be quite a good common sign of it. And so yeah, she did that, and then it also sort of a rough nutrition guidance around that. So I have enough, protein, etc., to build muscle, but also I've got enough calories that my milk supply is not going to drop while hopefully still building muscle and losing some fat. But I'm not really going to be focusing on losing the fat as much until after I finish feeding her. Really. Well, once you start weaning, it's different because you won't be so, all her nutrition won't come from my boobs.
Yeah.
But until that point, I can't risk my milk supply dropping, because my milk supply tends to drop quite easily. I just can't. I'm going to have to feel a bit chubbier for a while. If that means baby gets fed, that's the most important thing.
Chubby wife, he gets you a chubby baby.
Yeah. So yeah, just doing that. I need to do my body measurements today. And then fill out my tummy for the separation. But you're about to go back to work?
Yeah, so I've actually been off for Christmas still. So today's actually, because we record this 4 weeks behind. So we're, what is it? Today's the 7th of January. So I'm still about to go back post-Christmas today and managed to lock myself out of my laptop, which is good fun. So it means that before my first day back, I'll have to log it and try and ring IT a bit early and unlock myself. But yeah, don't know what I'll be going back to, what it'll be like. It's always a bit weird when so basically I forgot my password because I haven't been working for 2 weeks. And that is always how it kind of feels. You just haven't been working for a while and you're like, oh, what's this? What's that? It just all feels a bit, it's so weird, isn't it? How just like a little bit
of work.
Yeah, you forget, but fuck knows what it's going to be like for you after 6 months off.
I know. I had it confirmed that I'm getting my 10 kit days.
Oh, good.
So we start on dates for that. So yeah, from sort of end of January, I'll be doing sort of 1 day of work a week, and then going back fully at the end of March. So it's quite nice that I get that sort of like slight ease into it.
Yeah.
Although my boss was saying I'm going to regret asking for the 10, I'm going to wish I only had 5. So we'll see how I do.
Financially, we won't.
Yeah, financially we definitely won't. And I think mentally I won't stimulate, like I need the stimulation. As lovely as you are, darling daughter, you're not much conversation right now. Well, you are starting to chance back in it, doesn't it? Which is nice. I'm quite looking forward to that, but I do think I'm going to have forgotten how to work for it. And I'm also not looking forward to the massive amount of emails I'm going to have.
I'll definitely just delete them.
I mean, I probably will just speak to my boss and be like, what do I actually need to know? And look through for those emails.
Also, I just think anything.
I'm probably not delete. I'm probably just mark as read.
If anything's 3 months, older than 3-4 months, just bang that in a folder and just be like.
We've only been off for 3 months.
Yeah, no, but when you go back, you'll have been off for 6.
I'm not ready to get back. So I'm going to 1 day a week, aren't I?
Anything older than a month.
Not important. Last year, who cares?
Yeah. Oh, okay, baby girl, let's check. So you've got dirty now.
We've got a bit of a grizzly Bubba. We didn't capitalise on her good time.
Well, it's always a real, it's a juggling act.
You can't schedule babies.
Oh, fuck, it's nappy. Yeah, it's trying to fucking get food hot, baby happy, do all the setup. Because if anyone's thinking of setting up a podcast, by the way, it takes a while to set up all the gear.
Unless you just buy the expensive stuff, it doesn't.
Even then, I'm not sure.
Oh.
Okay, it's a change complete. Baby on food. Back to trying to record a podcast.
Yes, so, New Year, resolutions. What are you thinking? I know we don't really do resolutions, so that's probably what you're thinking.
Yes, we do resolutions. Yeah, we're built for planning. I did think you do what is it like ins and outs.
Yeah, I've seen that all over Instagram. Yeah. Okay, so what's some of your ins and outs then?
Well, I guess ins is just the exercise with ball.
Yeah. Out with sugar in it for you.
Out sugar, not loud sugar, not ready. And
bring in cigarettes, but alcohol. I'm thinking.
I don't really have those things that. I already feel like this is just such a big period of life. Having shit to it, Because if something does that, I'll just change it, irrespective of the date.
No, I agree with you. That's what most of us think about. Resolutions.
Or I think that especially. Like, there's just, there's just so much stuff going on. There's always something new happening. Still to think, oh yeah, remember my resolution never to touch chocolate again. Or some bullshit like that. Like, just don't have the mental bother to be having to deal with bullshit resolution.
My heart is take more photos. That's in. It's a bit short.
A resolution once a week.
No, but I guess we set our goals, which are the actions, which aren't resolutions. They are resolution adjacent, I would say.
Yeah, so we do something else, which is resolution adjacent.
Just like that.
I do like.
Oh, it's a massive fart. Sorry if you heard that. That bubbled up through my fanny. I do that a lot more since having a baby. I don't remember putting looser flaps. My farts bubble up a lot more through my fanny. I was older, I'd say.
Not podcast snippet for the old. We don't.
People can be like, wow, I can really understand why I'm married to that woman. What sexy lady.
Well, it's very sexy. You should still married flappy flaps right now.
Fluffy flaps.
Flappy flappy flap.
What if it still looks like Homer Simpson's mouth? That's the throwback. That's what Dance's Rad used to look like.
I want to come to the Simpson's mouth for it.
The size. Yeah.
What a neat.
Everyone out there who wants to know?
Yeah, I mean, you would want to get all of it.
No, I don't care.
Alrighty, so what we can talk about?
We're talking about resolution adjacent.
Okay, so and instead is we work out, like, I think life now, people complaining that there's just so much to do and stuff like that. I think that there's more options than there are. People get caught up trying to do more things than they can do, more things than they did. And so what we try and do is determine what are the roles, as it were, that we'd like to further by the end of the year. Like at the end of the year, what are the things that would matter to us to improve?
Yeah.
And then we set goals for those roles. And we set actions.
Goals for roles.
Actions for the goals.
We do. So like our roles might be things like, parents, spouses, family members, whatever, friends, that sort of thing. Then from that, we determine how we want that to be improved or maintained, and then actions, so that we want to at least maintain our level of relationship, hopefully improve it.
Yeah, so I was actually listening to quite an interesting, it actually that I'm going to share with you, the Raising Good Humans podcast by It's something. No, Rise is something. Can't remember that. But very good podcast. These has interesting. I think French Jewish American sex therapist. I think her name's Esther Perel.
Uh-huh.
What's very fascinating is that, like all sex therapists, is like 50, 60 plus. Like, so,
less threatening.
But also years of experience and like grandma sort of like chill out side wisdom.
You don't really give a shit at that age, do you? Do you know what I mean? You're like far less embarrassed.
Yeah. But she's then also able to talk about things which kind of more experience kind of later and stuff like that. And while we do say like maintain sounds really rubbish, just try and maintain your current level of relationship, it is one of the biggest stresses on a relationship. It's this phase.
Yeah.
And actually, I didn't realize this, but it's I don't know if this is just the women, I'll clarify in a moment. It's food where your brain grows the third most rapid stage of brain growth. You have but the birth period, the teenage period, and then when you first become a parent. Now I don't know if it's just mother, because as you discussed, supposedly the brain shrinks.
Apparently, yeah.
But I believe it's for both genders. The brain will go through the most rapid growth and learning phase.
I imagine so.
Again, because it's the most stressful. It's the most stressful period, and so there's a lot of stuff in terms with this SRL talks about the fact that, what you need to have somebody. Well, I guess the issue is that what makes a good parent is actually the opposite of often what makes for a very good interrelationship. She says that the energy we need for being a parent in terms of being organized, being consistent, being, deliberate, and all those sorts of methodical parenting kind of traits are the opposite from the sort of fun, spontaneous, erotic kind of traits.
It's true.
And so you always need to have somebody that, come hell or high water, make sure that you do those things so that you so that you fulfill that kind of fun or more spontaneous or those things that kind of meant more erotic energy, that were like, going on date nights, or like doing things that you enjoy, and finding time that, even whether the other person doesn't want it, or even if the person you realize it doesn't want it, you go do those things, be it coffees, hikes, date nights, whatever it is. And it's and said that from more clinical time, that's one of the most important things, is that you always have to have somebody that, irrespective of whatever's going on, needs to be the person who, and it was quite interesting, needs to be the person who will make sure those things happen. And it's quite interesting because she was talking about the fact that what can often happen is there's one partner that ends up resenting the other partner because they feel that they do the majority of the household and parental chores, and the other partner doesn't. And then because of the difference in the way the genders enjoy intimacy, in terms of, for women it's emotional intimacy first, in order to then lead physical intimacy.
Yeah.
For men, those two things are more tuned, in that it's generally vulnerability, is that for a man, be physically intimate is being vulnerable, whereas for women I must be emotionally intimate first. And so we again talk about the fact that what can happen is that often the woman in the relationship finds that she's doing the vast majority of the household and parental chores, responsibilities, and she then feels exhausted and resentful, and then when he kind of comes back and wants kind of the intimate, she just thinks he just wants sex, whereas to him that is how he's intimate. But to her, she's intimate for emotion, and so it's kind of trying to achieve the same thing.
It's not great evolution, is it, really?
No. And therefore you need that one person that, irrespective of the fact that somebody might be like, I'm fucked off with you because all I've done is clean up clothes and take the kids to school, and you're constantly coming home late, goes, yeah, fine, whatever, but we're going out for a date night tonight. Don't care what you think.
That's how you hate the red now.
Try and keep that kind of, and keep that going.
I think that's true. I think you need to make sure you're both putting in those times, because you're right. There's going to be points where both parties resent the other person for different reasons, isn't there? I think, and there might be longer lasting, so it might be fleeting, but it's bound to happen at times. Resentment always sounds really extreme. But resentment doesn't have to be some awful, massive thing.
I mean, you look at the amount of content there is about one partner being more tired than the other. That is based on resentment.
Yeah.
And you resent the fact that your partner is complaining about something when you believe they should be less tired than you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a long-term resentment. It can just be a sort of flash in the pan.
Yeah.
How dare you say that you're tired given that I did this or that. And, I think it's discussed the fact that you can both be tired parents as well. And one thing to just say, well, I'm tired, and just complain generally. And it's another thing to use it as an excuse. And both parents should be allowed to say, I'm tired, irrespective of who got the most sleep or whatever. But neither parent should necessarily be able to use it as an excuse unless it's really fucking bad. Kind of always.
Especially this stage.
Yeah. Sorry, I cut you off while you were talking about resentment.
No, I was just saying, I think resentment's natural. What's going to happen? But I think you don't want to let it brew. You don't let it. I think you have to sort of like let yourself in and let it go. But like, I think you have to give a lot of grace, have a lot of grace during this period, don't you?
Some of the time we're known for.
Yes. But I think it's really important at this stage to sort of go, yeah, that's not ideal, that might piss me off, but you know what? Neither of us are functioning at our best right now. We're both learning because everything's new all the time. And you know, neither party's done this before. And even when it's not your first child, that'll be the same because you might have never parented multiple children before, and that'll be a whole other challenge when it comes. So I think parenting in general was a lot of grace when it comes if you want to maintain that relationship.
I mean, it teaches you a lot about yourself as well, because you know, people do this, like people have been fasting for spiritual enlightenment for years because they find that, I guess, well, from when I've fasted, I've become, not necessarily for spiritual reasons or whatever, but people have done it for spiritual reasons or for spiritual enlightenment. People do it because they find that it brings them more in line with that, I guess, lower version of themselves, because you're more cranky, you're more irritable. You feel a bit more like, pity me, or I'm, something's been done wrong against me, or this is so unjust, this is so unfair kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the reality is, and that, and during those periods, because you turn up your sensitivity up, the periods where you're then in a more reflective mode, you can therefore see those elements, character traits that you don't like as much.
Yeah.
I think the same is true with sleep, and that basically you're going for a period of almost like involuntary sleep fasting when you first have a baby. You end up getting less you want, less total sleep, less quality sleep, and less desired sleep times, as it were. You might end up sleeping a lot during the day if you're napping, or you might, these sorts of things.
I pray for a nap.
And so I just think that, the fact is that it is a great teacher in that regard, because if you are willing to be reflective, you've turned your sensitivity right up because of the fact that you've got so much less sleep.
Yeah.
You just end up being a lot more, I guess, sensitive to it all.
Oh, for sure. Like, I think definitely since being a parent, everything that before I knew would either make me feel better or worse has been massively heightened. So, like, I know that if I exercise, my mental health is better. And, obviously you physically feel better as well. But that's just magnified since becoming a parent. Like, days where I go to the gym or, and go for good walks and stuff versus the days where I don't. Huge difference. Whereas before that was, I guess, more mellowed. I think it definitely magnifies things.
Yeah, I think, definitely. Your sensitivity effectively goes up, so it magnifies it. I agree. And so in that regard, it teaches you a lot about yourself. But if you're not willing to admit sometimes that, if you're not willing to admit that you're not, that you're wrong sometimes, that can be quite, or you can end up with it can take a bit of a shot at your relationship.
Yeah. I still love you.
From one boob to the other now.
I don't despise you yet.
No?
No.
That's good. I don't despise you yet either.
Yeah, flashes of resentment.
Yeah.
I'm not really long lasting. And generally my flashes of resentment are like, it's 2 a.m. and I look at you sleeping.
Jealousy.
Yeah, probably more. Yeah, maybe it's more jealousy than resentment. I don't know. I guess they're kind of sisters, aren't they?
Yeah.
This all stemmed from our Resolution Adjacent talk, didn't it?
Yeah, I did. This is why we can talk for so long, because we just go down trains of association.
In it?
Where were we with the Resolution Adjacent? Why was
We
this
were
relevant?
just saying, I just what a resolution
yeah.
does. We do like year planning, don't we?
And then we went on. The aim is to try and keep the relationship at least the same.
Yeah, so one of ours is obviously our relationship, and this year it's to at least maintain it, hopefully improve it.
Okay, now for a quick word from our sponsors. Ha! No, am I kidding? We don't have any sponsors. But if you were to leave us some 5-star reviews and maybe some lovely words, we might do. Fuck me, that was desperate.
And so I was saying, one of the goals I would set for us is that once we're both back in work, so both back, or not so both back, both earning. So when you're on parental, you still got good money coming in, and I'm back at work. We'd like to start couples therapy, not because anything's particularly wrong, but we wanted to do couples therapy for a long time. Not gotten our shit together about it. But I think now is the time where it's really worth that investment, because, like we've just spoken about, this is such a massive change in our relationship and strain at time. I mean, absolutely glorious part of our relationship, but tough. And our relationship, it's very different, our relationship now. Previously you were my priority.
Yeah.
And you're still a priority, but you're not my top priority.
Well, yes. Again, something that I've spoken to about, like, with my friends. It's a very weird change in your period of life, because previously you were neurotic like us. The thing that you cared most about was the other person, and the thing they hopefully cared most about was you. So between the two of you, you would either right or you would forgive. So you'd either, if somebody was to do something, they would either be trying to do something nice for you, or they would unthinkingly do something that annoyed you, but you realizing that they're doing it for your best intentions can forgive, as it were. Whereas now, your greatest priority is
a little parasite,
and you both have a load of learned behaviors, and because it's not directly happening to you, you're not as likely to forgive, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, if someone wrongs me, but I know they, were trying to do something right, or
didn't mean to wrong you.
Yeah. I'm very quick to forgive, because it's probably not been that damaging. Whereas, let's say baby-wise, something was to happen or whatever, baby is my priority. I think, how could you have let that happen?
Yeah.
Versus, had it happened, had you done something like that to me, I'd have been more likely to find sort of softer, okay, well, let's just not do it next time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this is definitely a good time to start couples therapy. Just to be, I think it's having that third party, that checking in point, isn't it? Just be like once a fortnight, having that time, and also, it's not a date night, but it is time that's focused on us, not Bubba.
Yeah.
I
mean, we can always make it part of date night, can't we?
But I'm saying it doesn't have to be like it's its own thing, but it's time that's focused on us, not her. I mean, obviously it comes into it because I imagine a lot of things to work with how she's impacted our relationship.
Yeah.
But I want to make that investment this year, because I think we're both very aware of things that, can go wrong. And I don't feel like our relationship's going wrong, but I think things can slowly drift without you realising, and then before you realise it.
Sorry, she sounded like she'd vomited.
I think she vomited on my nipple, but she kept it in her mouth, so I think she swallowed it. She does that quite a lot.
Vomiting on the nipple, but keeping it in your mouth.
Yeah, she swallowed it right down.
It's glamorous. It's glamorous.
Oh, talking about glamorous. Shall we touch on the fact?
Are we finished with?
Do you got more to say? Carry on, say more.
No, if we've finished that line of conversation, I'm happy to be finished. I just don't want to stem it because we were talking.
Well, I mean, maybe we do another podcast on our planning. Maybe that's a whole episode in itself. Let us know, guys. Do you want to hear about how we plan our lives? Not those highly successful people, but are we? I don't know. I think we're like relatively successful people.
Yeah, people think we've got our shit together, and then they come look at our house and they're like, fuck it.
Look at our house. Just don't look in this room.
Yeah. We just lock away the room that we're currently recording.
Everyone's got a shit room or a shit cupboard. That's life. If you don't, I don't trust you, quite frankly. Like, everyone's got a drawer of crap in their kitchen. Everyone. And you really sort it out like once every 4 years, maybe. And you're like, oh, look, there's those 50 million lighters. Birthday candles. This week, me and baby did life modelling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's quite a big thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously for you, the whole kind of your body post-pregnancy and coming to terms with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think...
I'm very proud of you. Oh.
Proud of myself, actually. Yeah, so in the past, I struggled quite a lot with, body image and sort of... I don't know whether I'd ever fully gone into eating disorders, but definitely disordered eating for about 10 years of my life, really. From sort of 15 to 25, I would say. Things got a lot better once I started dating you, so it definitely was tapering off from sort of 21, 22.
What can I say?
Well, no, it's true, though. Having the love of a good man and a man who's not aesthetically minded
Yeah.
was a massive factor in that. And your confidence, I always loved it. From the first moment I met you, I loved how confident you were just walking around in your pants. You just didn't give it, you didn't give a crap. Like, the first time you came to my mum's house, you came out to this breakfast in your pants. And, and my granny and my mum were there, my sister, and they're like, oh.
I don't think I had breakfast in my pants.
Oh, no, you had pajama bottoms, but no top.
Is that how I ate breakfast?
Yeah.
Ballsy. Alrighty.
Yeah.
I thought I'd gone down in my boxes to get something or go to the toilet or whatever, but I didn't.
You definitely ate breakfast tops, so I think you might have had pajama bottoms on. It was the summer.
Yeah, fair enough. I just think that's a bit rude, really, but never mind.
I didn't mind. My granny quite liked it. She'd like your legs. She did comment on your legs when she was a bit drunk on Carver.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I've struggled with body image for a long time. Gotten a lot better in the last couple of years. But then obviously, like, pregnancy is just a whole another ball game when it comes, because my body's changed completely. It looks very, very different to what it looked like before.
Yeah, so let's talk about waist size. So what was your waist before?
I had a 26-inch waist, generally.
Then what did it go to when you were pregnant?
Oh, it was like 40 something, wasn't it? Was it like 44?
Yeah.
I didn't measure right at the end, but it was 43 or something, I think, when we came back from holiday. And then I definitely grew after that.
And then now what do you think you roughly are?
I'll find out in a minute. We're going to measure myself when I get downstairs.
Yeah.
I reckon I'm over 30.
It's quite high still. I don't know. You might be just over, but I don't think you'll be much over.
I don't know. My waist's a lot bigger than it used to be.
Yeah, but when you first started...
So my ribcage expands when you're pregnant. So my ribcage still is back, and lots of things won't be moved back yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 30. Yeah, so before I had, like, small waist and stomach, that wasn't where I carried my weight. That was sort of hourglass shape. And I still, to some degree, that's the body shape I am. But I never had a stomach and things before. So now I've got this, like, I'm bigger everywhere, which is fair enough. I put on weight everywhere, so I've got bigger limbs and all that sort of stuff. Bigger boobs, bigger bum. But I've also got a bigger stomach, which I've never had before. And I'm like, how the fuck do you dress for that? I don't know how to dress for it. So it's sort of figuring out a new body to dress for. Obviously, my normal clothes don't fit me, which doesn't make me feel great. I've got stretch marks all over my lower belly, which I don't mind too much. I think that's one of the things I'm least bothered by. But obviously, it's all just differences in your body shape. And so I have good days, I have bad days. I fully believe that my body's amazing, and I'm very proud of what it's done and what it's still doing by feeding our daughter. But I don't necessarily feel attractive in the body that I'm in currently. And so we were thinking the other day, because I'm now going down to sort of my statutory maternity pay, which, as anyone who's been on maternity would know, is not very much at all. And so money is tight for the next few months, and that's fine. We knew that coming up to this. But we're sort of looking a bit about, what are some easy ways we can make some money. And I thought, well, actually, I did a bit of life in the past. I could do that. Generally brings a little bit of money. And if I can get sort of one of those sort of every week or so, that's like another sort of 50 quid or so coming in. And so I sort of sent some emails around and got a response really quickly from a place around the corner from us saying, oh, actually, yes, we are looking for someone. And so that's what I did last week. And I did it with Bubba. So they've got, me me naked breastfeeding.
I don't think that'll have been quite interesting because obviously they've got more people to draw.
Yeah, it was interesting. They're all very grateful for it. They said, thank you for being let into something that's so intimate. But what was funny and what I hadn't thought about was that sort of we did a few really short poses to begin with. Some 1 minute, 2 minute poses. At the beginning, so I was sort of standing up, holding Bubs, and didn't think about the fact that obviously I was about to feed her, so my boobs were quite full. And then having that skin on skin contact with her, that my boobs just started pissing milk. So I was just standing there and I could just feel all this milk just running down my stomach and then down my legs, and it's going like in between, so like going into my crotch, and I was just like, this feels delightful. I was trying to stand still because these people are all drawing you. And I was like, oh, when I'm holding Bubba next to me, and it's just all like, and she's getting all wet, milk squirting down her, and so that was fun. And then one of the longer poses, I was feeding her for a while, and sometimes she'll do a little bit of sick up. It's not a massive amount, so a little bit when she's like breastfeeding, and milk will dribble out of her mouth and stuff. So as I'm feeding her, you just feeding all this like dribbly wet stuff, sleeping down my puddle on the seat underneath my bum. So yeah, but yeah.
I'm very proud of you for doing it because it is confronting something. And she was great. She needed nappy change once, twice. She fed she didn't feed when she was meant to feed. She did some of the times, but she was silent. She didn't kick off. She
got a bit grissy a couple of times, but then once I moved her around, she was fine.
Yeah. So I guess highs, lows, and funnies.
I think my high would probably be the life drawing, actually.
Yeah. Good.
So I've already covered that, really. Tick tick. Yeah, I think that was a good moment. Like I sort of signed up to it and decided I just wouldn't think about it much because I knew if I thought about it too much, I'd chicken out. So I was like, fuck it, it's not really happening. I'm just not going to think about it. And
so I went with you so that I could, if baby just really wasn't having it, I could always take baby home.
And I would just do solo.
Solo was Zolo, whilst you wouldn't have her. And then so I just kind of sat there working on my laptop, perving away in the corner.
Wank in a corner.
I did not. That would have been vastly inappropriate. And but on the way into the building, you suddenly went, "Oh my gosh, what have I got myself into? Oh, can I really do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, go on, let's just get in the door. Let's just get on with it."
Thankfully, it was warm, so it would have been horrible if it was cold. But I had like a plastic chair to sit on. I think I might bring a cushion or something next time. It's a bit nicer to sit on. Because I do feel like when I got it was like, sort of like stuck to it slowly.
What about lows then?
Lows. Oh, my horrible nipple thing was pretty gross, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's something to talk about. So what's it called? A bleb, a nipple bleb.
So like a blot.
It's like a big old pussy spot, isn't it?
Yeah. And it sort of like got bigger and bigger and was getting sorer and sorer, wasn't it? But I was always told not to pop them. But then it sort of popped by itself.
Well, she popped it.
Yeah.
She was sucking booby and managed to suck this.
I thankfully didn't get anything. Oh, she just sicked up. It's alright, I called up my jumper. I'm just
wipe.
Oh, this is what happens when you get greedy. Oh, sorry, but 1 second. Let me just clean you up. Nice cardigan in the wash. I was saying, yes, and it's still got potted, so we just clean it out. But my God, so much. Sorry if you're all grossed out with this sort of stuff. So much stuff came out of it, didn't it?
Yeah, just pussing and pussing.
Well.
And so then you had to try and, it kept getting sore and kept having to be cleaned up. And then it would get dirty again because she would obviously keep getting her mouth on it. And
well, so sort of rushing, I wanted to pull up my boob at the top, so sort of that top bit of boob was sort of being pulled out of her mouth, so she was sort of sucking more on the bottom.
I guess if we clarified where it was, because it was a pore effectively above your nipple, or on your nipple, on your areola, just above your nipple. So it went into her mouth usually, didn't it? Or is it?
Yeah, go into her mouth. What do you want, Bubba? Do you want the boob or not?
And so it just meant that it was quite difficult to get it to heal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How's it going now?
Right now, it's still healing. You can still see it, but it looks pretty closed over and all right now. Yeah, that's probably no, it wasn't like an awfully bad low, but it was pretty sore and not very nice.
No, I can imagine.
Especially when you had to clean it out. Oh.
Yeah.
Because I think anyone knows that sometimes when you've got to do something yourself, you won't push as hard when it hurts yourself because it's naturally your body doesn't want you to do it. Whereas I knew it kind of needed digging and cleaning out. And so I used to go in with some water, didn't you, and some cotton?
Yeah.
Get it dug out.
Give it a good
I'm sure that really
blast.
helped the allure of our relationship. Okay, so that's hi Willow. My funny, I guess. Oh, I don't know. She's done some really funny sort of just like little facial expressions and things this week. I thought all mine ended up being poo and farty related, so let me try and keep that for Sketchup. Ooh, bless you. I more enjoyed hearing about her now grabbing your nipple hair. Because I
Yeah.
feel like that's like, I'm like, yeah, good. Your dad deserves to get some nipple grabbing as well. Because she loves to scratch and grab at my nipple with her sharp little talons. So now I'm like, now you understand. Bless you.
Well, I feel like it's like, I don't want to say it's worse than yours, because it's definitely, I'm not saying it is. Let me clarify.
Yes.
I think it's a different pain than yours, because I get some of a lower level of pain that you have of the sort of scratchiness, because she scratches, clenches, and pulls.
Yeah.
And so when she clenches, she gets loads of the nipple hair and then pulls. So I get that scratch that you get, then the clench and the pull.
Yeah, she pulls my nipple.
Yeah, I guess so. So, like I said, I'm not saying it's worse. I'm saying I think it's a bit different.
So there you go. Now yours.
I think I've enjoyed that she's started talking. She now like chunts
I like to
along.
check I no actual words, obviously.
No,
We've
sorry,
got like
she's
some
not-
genius,
she's not-
maybe.
She's not talking. She's chuntering. Like you can.
Yes, she's trying to communicate.
So, well, I'm just sat there watching the Basketball Last Chance U on Netflix. She loves chuntering along while Coach Mosley's screaming and shouting at all his players. She'll just be chuntering along. And Lo, I don't know, there was a moment that I was a bit sucked off of everything. Probably just trying to. Lo's probably just setting up mics and stuff.
3 moments from earlier in the episode.
Yeah, live. Fuck my life. I was wondering why it wasn't coming up blue over there. Alrighty then. Special of the Pal Mics track. Fucking hate this shit.
Yeah?
No, that's.
That's popping off his lapel mic.
I'm worried that my lapel mic's not on now.
Just had all your mics off. That'd be good.
Yeah, it has been off. I don't know for how long. It's a fucking
So you
episode.
had both mics off.
I definitely had this one off for some of it.
Well, we'll find out in post-production. This might be the low of the week.
Honestly, I think most weeks this is.
I just
I
was
guess
a bit holding the mics now.
worked. She's now swinging the mic around. Honestly, this is an impossibility. It's an absolute miracle in any episode. Between me not being able to fucking work mics, her. Yeah. And then I guess my funny was so often when I'm kind of trying to calm her and get her to calm down, my standard procedure is firstly check her nappy. And if that's not the case, kind of rock her a bit and often I'll sort of hold her in front of me and look at her, and sometimes by doing some smiling and some looks you can kind of get her to calm down, and giving her, holding her up, down. Sometimes she then comes down. And so I've got her basically at eye level. And because I've got her in both my hands, what I'll often do if she's still crying is just put my nose in her mouth to see if she then sucks that and therefore she's hungry. But I did it the other day and she had been crying so much. Well, no, sorry. Her teeth is, we think she's teething. So she
I
started.
don't think she's teething, but I think she's like at the precipice.
At the precipice. So she started drooling now. And so she has a lot more drool in her mouth. So I went to do that to check if she's hungry. And she just kept crying and just ended up filling she did then start sucking. So I ended up getting loads of saliva in the nostrils and having a really weird, wet, running nose. That was a very funny, weird, funny. And I was like, I brought that completely upon myself. That is what that is.
Yeah. I do feel when she sucks my neck sometimes.
Yes.
I'm holding onto her and I feel her sort of latch onto my neck I'm like, oh, she's probably.
Do you want to go and do the intro? The scat chat.
No, do you want to help me?
Okay, so here we go. We've got one. So when my son was about 9 months, this is found an article called Romper. This is, I think the child's called Una. When my son was about 9 months old, I took him on a ride, about 20 minutes, to visit my grandmother who lived in assisted living. Somewhere along the way, he had a major blowout. It was all the way up to his neck and all over his car seat. When we got to my grandmother's parking lot, I laid him in the back of my car on a blanket to try and clean him up. He was tossing and turning and thrashing, just spreading poop everywhere. I was a frazzled mess. The entire time my grandmother was over my shoulder, hovering, so excited to see the baby, she wouldn't back off for 5 seconds. It was a disaster. That's quite a funny one. And then we've got another funny one here. So, Terry Lynn. One night, I'm not sure of the age of Terry Lynn. One night, my daughter kept crying and crying and crying. But whenever I went to her, there was nothing wrong as far as I could tell. She wasn't hungry or wet, but she wanted up. Finally, her dad said, just let her cry. See if she goes back to sleep. And she did. She slept the whole rest of the night. When I went in to the next morning, her shiny, smiling little self was covered in poop from head to toe, as well as a sizable part of her crib, because she'd smeared it there like the little monkey she was.
Little dirty protest.
Yeah.
Fuck you for letting me all sleep all night. Here you go.
Oh, madness. Anyway, I think that's it from us.
Yeah, we've got a week of you going back to work, and we've got great Granny's 81st.
We do indeed. Well, that was 1 hour of the show. All the interruptions as per usual. Toodaloo!
Oh, we're still recording.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop it, but
Bye.
you sign off. There we go. Bye.
My lovelies, thank you for listening. Can you please like, review, and subscribe to our podcast?